In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am your host of this program, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snup 7. I am your soul brother, number one, and your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I barely got through that introduction because this I wonder if I'm using this word particular correct. Well, y'all are the English majors and y'all like to correct people's English, so I just correct me. I need to try to find a way to, I think I'm using the word particular in the wrong manner, but anyway, let's continue this conversation, this topic. The topic I've chosen is, I refuse to be anybody or anything's slave. And as a descendant of slaves, born in America, having dark skin, you would think that all of us would not want to be a slave. So what is messing with my mind and is mind-boggling and confusing to me is that you cry, African American, Negro, Hebrew Israelite, Black Muslim, Kemetic, or whatever you may call yourself, Black atheist. We who are the descendants of those who were physically enslaved, why would we have the mentality to continue enslavement? I don't understand that. I don't understand your mentality. Why would you want to be anybody's slave? But you do. You have this obsession with wanting to worship and praise and serve somebody or something. You would think after 400 years, 300 years of physical slavery, you would want nothing to do with that. But you want to serve and praise and worship and obey somebody. Slavery. You don't want to enjoy your life. You want to give your life over to somebody else, something else. I don't understand your thinking. So what's the sense? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. You just don't like white people. I don't want them to be my massa no more. I want a black God. I want a black slave master. So I want to worship T.D. Jakes. You can't worship God, so you have to worship and praise the next best thing. So T.D. Jakes is your massa. Elijah Muhammad is your massa. Umar Johnson is your massa. Louis Farrakhan is your massa. You just don't like the massa because you say it's natural for you to serve somebody or something. God, they are not God. It's servitude. What is a slave? A slave's life only benefits their massa. So if you turn your life over to God or to Jesus or Muhammad or whomever, you have become a slave. That's the origin of slavery. There's a big shot cat who is the supreme being, who's superior over these who are inferior. In fact, I created you. So since I created you, you serve me. That's where the concept, the idea of slavery comes from. It's slavery. You know something? I refuse. Now, y'all can be slaves if you want to. I would rather be dead. I would rather not exist than be somebody's slave. It's already bad enough I live in an environment, a society that's oppressive towards me, racist towards me, biased, unjust. I already got to deal with this crap. Then I got to bow down and serve some sucker who ain't doing nothing to get you out of your oppression. Those who are biased against you and racist and unjust that took your freedom away from you. You wait on them. You said they're coming to help you. When? 2,000 years have passed. 3,000 years have passed. This God or this Jesus or this Muhammad or all these alien creatures, nothing has come to help you, period. And y'all are so obsessed with wanting to be a slave, you even try to justify slavery by saying that African slavery was different from European slavery. Well, brother, it was. African slavery was much different than European slavery. It was like being part of the family. Ooh, the logic. I don't know where y'all getting this stuff from. Slavery is when your life benefits somebody else. So you are still a slave. Oh, but the slave was treated good. There are black people in this nation, and there were black people or soul brothers and sisters during slavery who liked their master. He's a good master. He's good to me. Does that make slavery good because you found a good slave master? It's just like when you own a pet. You have some pets who live in houses. The owner pampers the dog or the cat or the squirrel or whatever they have, whatever animal they have enslaved. And then you have those who take a dog or a cat or a monkey or whatever they have enslaved, a dolphin. Because when you put animals in zoos, that's slavery for the animal. Dolphins don't belong in zoos. Dogs don't belong living in your house. Cats don't belong living in your house and riding around in your car. You have enslaved these animals, but you're a good massa. It was not meant for them, and they were not placed on this planet so they can live in your house, so you can kiss them in the mouth and talk about they part of your family. If you really loved the dog, if you really loved those cats and the dolphins and the zebras, you wouldn't want to see them in a zoo, the fish in an aquarium. You want to see them free just like you want to be free. And that's why you have a slave mentality. That's why you find some kind of way to justify, because you know better than the Caucasian people. You want to be somebody's massa. You want to enslave. You want to control. A slave's life only exists to benefit his or her or its massa. So only thing we want to do is change our massa. We upset with white folks, the pink racists. Black slavery is good. I have no interest to enslave anybody. When I get to the point where I can't do labor and can't do for myself, then I will pay you for your labor and for your work. I don't want to enslave you to make you do something for me. I don't understand y'all way of thinking. It's sick. You suffer from a mental disorder, and you're a bunch of hypocrites. Because how can you be all upset till I give you reparations for slavery, but yet and still you still practice slavery, and you want to be a slave? You just don't want to be under the control of Caucasian people because they bad. They are bad massa. But Jesus is good. Muhammad is a good slave massa. God is good. And what are you? Their slave. Some of you even say, my life means nothing. I give it all to God. What kind of God? What kind of man wants you, who says they love you, but wants you to be under their foot in a servant position, that deny you the opportunity to enjoy your life? This is your life. And the life is brief, it's short. Oh, don't worry, when you die, you'll have good times after you die in the hereafter when you go to heaven. When you cross, see, this is just the flesh. But there's no evidence of that. And even if there was an afterlife, why would you still want to give your life to somebody else? What qualifies them? Why do they deserve your and my life? I don't understand your way of thinking. Black slavery is good. You want to justify taking somebody's life, and you do what you want to do with that life, like you do your dog and your cat and the goldfish in the bowl, and you treat other human beings. We should not even treat animals like that. It's already bad enough you eat them and you mistreat them before you eat them, and do animals so wrong. Then you want to smile and giggle and put a leash around one of them, their necks, and walk them in the park. How humiliating. For what? How does taking a dog to the park on a leash benefit the dog? When the dog eat meat and you open up a bag of corn for this dog. And the same thing with cats and these other animals that y'all have enslaved. And especially black people, these who are called black people. You should really be ashamed of yourself. But you copying Massa. But maybe that's where Massa got it from. Because y'all said slavery is good under African. So maybe that's where the Caucasian people learned it from. But you don't like how he enslaved you. Because he took it all. No respect at all, period. But under the Africans, and that's not necessarily true too, because I'm very sure that Africans mistreated slaves. But see, you need something to justify why you want to continue to be somebody, something's slave. Y'all just had this slave mentality. You don't need to be free. You just need to find a different kind of massa. That's all that you want to. That's why you can't unite, because you're really a slave. That's why there's no such thing as black liberation. You don't want to be liberated. You just want to go to a different part of the plantation. You want to be in some other slave massa shack. Well, there are those who want to continue to be slaves. That's you. That's on you. But there are many of you who don't want to be slaves to anybody or anything. And we will not submit. I would rather be dead than be a slave. So I guess I answered my own question, why we have not progressed as a people. Because you're not a people. You're a bunch of slaves waiting on your massa. And that seems like to be the truth. And I have to accept it, although it hurts. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments, subscribe, mirror and share this video. Until next time, love, peace. peace, and soul. Because you are the people of soul.